recording. So, hello everybody. How's everyone doing? Just so that you guys know, so that you're like, wait, why is she looking so weird? The new computer that I have does not have a HDMI cable port. So instead of me being at my computer, which is normally right over there, I'm on like my little like rocking chair, like it rocks. But oh, that's sweet. And if you see that I'm looking up, that's because you guys are on my big screen TV in the living room. And I'm looking at you guys here. And then if I'm looking down, that's my presentation right here. So I'm going back and forth between looking at everything. So yeah, I'm like learning how to do on my computer, but I feel a lot better and a lot more, relaxed and stuff because I was able to finally get all the videos onto YouTube for the last couple of days. So if you guys go to stream, you got, for those of you guys who weren't here on Tuesday, the video for Tuesday is here. So the YouTube video is here. The notes are here. If you weren't here yesterday, again, the YouTube video is here. The notes are here. And all of our assignments have been graded. They're all on Aries. The only thing that's still in work in progress is the All About Me, just because those take longer to grade. But double check on Google Classroom and Aries. If you have an assignment in Google Classroom and it doesn't show on Aries, double check and make sure that it's like there. Specifically, Isaac, remember your account is weird, and a lot of time, and like your grades don't transfer over. So I always have to make sure that your grade transfers over. No idea why it still does that. I keep trying to like ask the district why, and you're the only one out of the 100 and something kids that I've ever had that happens. I've never had that issue before. Double check and make sure that everything that you have a grade in Google Classroom does have a grade in Aries, and that's for everybody, specifically for Isaac. If you guys don't remember, I did mention this yesterday. We do have a nice 3-day weekend. So we have tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday off. Desert Sands does have the following Friday off as well. You do not. You are here next Friday. They have a teacher day. So the teachers need to go to class, but not you guys. So that's the reason why maybe some of your like cousins or friends or whatever in Desert Sands might have Friday off and have 2 3-day weekends. You unfortunately do not. Eventually we're supposed to have a teacher day. I just don't know when that's going to happen. We're technically supposed to have it in March, but again, I don't know if that's still the case or not. So we'll have to see once we get into that, during that time frame. But it will be not with me, it'll be with your next set of teachers. So that's when it would probably happen. And then again, guys, there are quite a few of you guys, not as much as some of my other classes, but there are some of you guys who haven't been catching up to assignments. So please make sure that you guys are catching up, even if you guys weren't here a certain day. Watch the YouTube videos. I do explain the homework at the very end every single day. So double check and make sure that like you are doing those assignments and all of that stuff. I think it's technically like March 23rd. It's a Monday, but that day, from what if we were to go to hybrid, which I don't think will happen, but if we were, then that day would be used for teachers to be able to transition from this distance learning to a hybrid, model. So that's the reason why I'm saying it might not be specifically in March, because it might be when we transition, if we ever transition. So even though on the school calendar it does say when the next teacher day is, that's not necessarily when it would really be happening. It might be on a different day. So keep that in mind. But yeah, so what are we doing today? Today is a pretty like jam-packed day of stuff that needs to get done. We're going to be working like the entire period. So we're going to start with our notebook. We're going to be on pages 5 through 7 in our notebook, finishing that up. Once you're done with that, come into Google Classroom, go under classwork, and you guys can mark it as done so that I know I can grade it. After that, I'm going to show you guys how to do your homework assignment. Yes, you do have a homework assignment. Yes, I know that it's on a 3-day weekend. Yes, I know I'm mean, but it doesn't take that long. It's super quick and easy. It should take you maybe 15 minutes, if that. All right. Okay. Tell her to send me a message just saying, I'm sick, I'm not coming to class. Because then I can like at least mark, and that goes to everybody. If you're ever know that you're not going to be in class for whatever reason, send me a quick message saying, and that's to any of your teachers. Technically, all your teachers should be doing this. Send them a message saying, hey, I'm not going to be able to attend class. That technically is enough to mark you guys at least for attendance purposes that you've made contact with us. That's what's supposed to happen. And then after, like, you might, like, you know, if you're not going to get participation points for that day because you weren't here, but at the very least, you're not losing out on attendance days and having to do like Saturday schools or anything like that. But I am going to show you guys how to do your homework assignment. It's very easy. And there's a video that shows you guys how to do it too on there. And then the last thing that we're going to do is a mini quiz. There's 5 questions. I'll walk you guys through what is expected in that. So the last part of our day is going to be on that quiz. So let's click on week 2, our notebook, click on class kick, type it, make sure you guys are logging in. I'm going to type in my name, so looking on that first slide, remember all you're doing is moving those pieces. Oops. If you guys want, you guys can click on the notes and be able to look at the notes. The YouTube link is right here at the very top. Same thing goes for the first day of all of the days of notes that we're doing. So Tuesday's assignment is right here. Here are the notes. Here's the link to the YouTube channel. There's no link on this one because it was done on the same day. Same thing with this. And then today, here is the link for the notes. And then the YouTube video, which is being recorded right now, will go right here and you won't have to worry about anything. So I should have this up a little bit later today once we have, classes all done and I upload everything. So we're going to do slides 5, 6, and 7. 7 is going to be one of your turns. Notice how on 7 we do have boxes. These boxes are going to be self-correcting. So if you get it wrong, it'll automatically tell you that it got, you got it wrong. But let's go back to slide 5. Let me open up the slides. All right. Yeah, go for it. If you guys need to make a switch, then that's fine. Give me a thumbs up once you guys are ready. No, you won't. Yeah, I kind of gave up on cameras. It's too much of a hassle. I mean, if you want to have your camera on. All right. So when it comes to our notes, today's set of notes is almost identical to what we did yesterday. Now we're just flipping them and doing the opposite. So yesterday we looked at a graph and we were able to see, oh, that's our notes, and that's our y-intercept. Hold on. There we go. All right. So yesterday, again, we looked at a graph and we were able to see, okay, that's the y-intercept. From that, we can count how many we're going up and over and find what our slope was by trying to find that extra corner and just count up and over for our slope. And then we were able to create the equation. Now we're going to be given the equation and now we're going to be graphing. So we're doing the opposite. So instead of graph to equation, we're going equation to graph. All right, so what should you be able to do by the end? I can graph a line and slope intercept form. So when we're looking at the slope intercept form, I really want you guys to understand what all of these letters mean. You guys have already been introduced to what M and B are. That's your slope and y-intercept, but I've never explained what the X and the Y are. And I just keep telling you, well, it's just gonna be there. Well, why? Because if I'm ever telling you guys, hey, here is a point, see if that like lands on that line, you are going to use the X and the Y in this equation to, to plug it in. So from that point, here's my Y, and then here's my X. So this would be the Y coordinate of that point. M is going to be my slope. X is going to be the coordinate for that from that point. So here's the X and here's the Y. So with the point, the first number is my X, that would go right here. The second number is a Y, that would go right here. Don't worry about that for right now. We're not going to cover that for quite a while. So it'll be a few weeks before, we really need to start worrying about these. And then our y-intercept is going to be the number in the back. Remember that sign in the middle in between, that does go with the y-intercept. So if this is a plus sign, then this is a positive number. If this is a minus sign, then this is a negative number. All right. So looking at our equation, our notes here, I'm gonna take this guy. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit to make my life easier. I'm gonna move this guy over. I'm gonna find that y coordinate and move that up. Here's slope. There's the x coordinate. And here's the y coordinate. So let me zoom this in so that you guys can see that. Give me a thumbs up once you guys are ready. Clap if you guys need more time. For those of you guys clapping, please let me know when you guys are ready. We got lots of claps. Oh boy. All right, one more time. If you guys are still needing more time, can you give me a clap? Only if you need more time. Okay, still see claps. Man, you're slow today. I mean, Take all the time you guys need. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Completely fine. You guys are so slow. All right. So in the middle, remember the steps that we took yesterday? We needed to find the y-intercept. That was going to be the easiest thing for us to find. From there, we could find the slope and then plug it into our equation, right? Now we're going to do the opposite, but kind of similar to what we were doing yesterday. We're still finding that y-intercept first. That is the easiest one to be able to get rid of. If we look here, that +3, that lets me know at least 1 points that I can put into that graph. So I'm going to start there. From there, I can use my slope, which is -2, and do up and over, that rise over run. And then the last step is to connect my dots. This says 2 dots, and technically you only need 2 dots in order to start graphing. I personally like to do multiple dots just so that I know that my line is going to be perfect and nice and straight. Because if you just have 2, you can always be a little bit off, especially if your 2 dots are like right next to each other and there's not that much space. There's like a tiny bit of a space. I like to have like a lot of space. All right. So I'm going to go here. I'm actually, there's only one thing that we can do. I have no idea why this is here. This is going to be still there. I think it was there from the last time, and I apologize. That's extra. But I'm just going to move this guy over. Please make sure that you're picking the one that has the right 3 steps. So plot the y-intercept on the graph. 2, from the points, move according to the slope. That's rise over run. Oh, see, I didn't even realize until right now that this is rise over over. That's a typo. And I probably, if I wouldn't have said anything, no one would have made like realize that either. And then plot the new point, and then connect your dots. Draw the line through it. So give me a thumbs up if you guys have moved that one tiny piece. You guys should have moved that one tiny piece. Who needs more time? Swear to God, if you need more time. Now all of you guys are gonna do claps. All right. So let's try it ourselves. So looking at this equation, I have y equals -2x plus 3. Our first step, if we look, it says plot the y-intercept on the graph. So which one of these 2 is our y-intercepts? Can anyone like tell me, unmute themselves or put it in chat?
3.
3. So I'm going to go up 3 on the y-axis. Why am I going up? That's because I have a plus sign right here. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to plot a point right there. I need a pen. 1, 2, 3. Plot my point right there. All right. Then from there, I go down 2 over 1. The reason why I'm doing down 2 is because of my slope. So I have 2 options when I have a negative slope or when I have any slope. Since this is a whole number, I want to make sure that I make it into a fraction. So it's kind of going backwards. I'm always telling you guys, make the fraction into a whole number, make it into a whole number. Now I'm telling you to do the opposite, only when we're graphing, because this will still make it easy for us to be able to figure out what rise over run is. So I have a -2. I'm going to put that over 1. This tells me I'm going to go down 2 and 1 to the right. So I'm going to do that here. Down 2, 1, 2, 1 to the right. Another way that I can do it is instead of putting the negative on the top, I can put the negative on the bottom. That's completely okay. So I can switch my signs as long as I switch it for both the top and the bottom. So what this means is I'm going to go up 2 and 1 to the left. So up 2, 1, 2, 1 to the left. Again, we're doing the opposite. This says down, so what's the opposite? I'm going to go up. This says right, what's the opposite? Going to the left. So those are our options. And then the last step is to connect your dots. So I'm going to erase these because my dots are coming up, and it should look like that. So when I look at my graph over here, I'm going to pull this guy up. And then I'm going to draw. I'm probably going to zoom in so that I can make my graph a little bit nicer. And I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, plot my point right there. I'm going to use both options so I can go down 2, 1, 2, 1 to the right. Do that a couple of times. 1, 2, 1 to the right. 1, 2, 1 to the right. 1, 2, 1 to the right. And I can go up 2 and 1 to the left. That would be me going backwards. To draw a line, I would not just draw a line with the marker. I would go here next to the T. There should be 2 dots with a line going through it. That should say add a line. And I'm gonna click there in that corner of that box, and I'm gonna drag it until I hit the other corner. And if you want, you can change the color on that too. So I'm gonna change that color. You can also change the thickness. You don't have to, you can leave it as black. I'm just doing that so that you guys can see it a little bit better. And there is your final page. For those of you guys who want to take a screenshot, you guys can take a screenshot. Give me a thumbs up once you guys are ready. Clap if you guys need more time. Again, you guys can click on that hand. This slide is 100% correct. I'm going to mark it as please check. That way I know that that page is 100% done. Not only do I as your teacher know that that's 100% done, but you do as well. Whenever you guys open up your page and you're like, oh, which page am I on? You'll see all the marked as done, marked as done, marked as done, and know, oh, I've done all of these pages. I'm good. And you guys can go to the one that you don't have a marked as done. And then you know that that's where we're going, that's where we probably left off. All right, we're gonna switch over to slide 2, or slide 6. Notice, just like yesterday, we have 2 questions that we're going to see. So they'll be on 2 different slides. And all of your options are down here at the bottom. It will overlap kind of on both. So that's normal. I am still learning Class Kick, so hopefully I'll find a way to make it look a little bit nicer moving forward. But hold on one sec. Um, Hold on. Sorry, one of your classmates is having internet issues, so I'm letting them know like what's going on. All right. But that gave you guys plenty of time to get, situated and get, with what we're doing today or what we're doing next. All right, let's see. All right. This is a similar question that you're kind of going to have on your quiz for today. We've kind of already gone over this, so this is fairly easy. So it's going to ask you guys, write an equation of a line whose slope is -4 and whose intercept is -3. We already know the formula, y equals mx plus b. That should already be engraved in your head. There's only two formulas we've dealt with. We've dealt with this one and we've dealt with the slope formula. That's the one that looks kind of like a table, and I told you the y's go on top, the x's go on bottom. The y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Most of you guys still remember that. So all we're going to do on this one is we're going to figure out, this is our slope, this is our y-intercept, this is our slope, this is our y-intercept, plug it in, keep doing that, and you'll be fine. So can anyone let me know, after reading this, what would our slope be?
-4.
-4. So how do you know that? You read, the directions. Reading directions. That's crazy talk. So what's our slope? Our slope is going to be -4. For those of you guys who haven't done your deck toys, and you're like, because I've gotten so many messages, what's the password? What's the variable that represents slope? Can anyone let me know what that variable is?
M.
M. Please do that. All you have to do is just click on M and it lets you in. All right, what's the y-intercept in this question?
-3.
-3. So all we're doing is just putting it all together. So y equals -4x minus 3. Be careful. This is still what I'm seeing. So you guys don't have any issues with the y equals, but I'm still seeing people either put this as their answer without the x. I've seen some kids do this as a fraction and do it like this. Make sure that x, you need to make sure that that x is there. All right. So what slope is next to the x, and then the y-intercept's in the back. Don't forget, whatever this sign is right here, that's what the operation is going to be right there. Okay. So if you're doing your assignment here, I'm going to grab that -4, move it all the way up. Going to grab that -3, move it right underneath it, and then grab the equation that matches that. So it should look like that. Give me a thumbs up once you guys are ready. Awesome, awesome. So let's do the next one. This should be darker. No, pen. Thank you. There should be a line right here. There technically is, but it's white. Did it change to black like I told it to? So again, we're looking at the slope intercept form, that y equals mx plus b. Looking at this problem, what's my slope going to be?
1/2.
1/2.
1/2. Yeah, 1/2. 1/2. How do we know that? Because it says it right here in the directions. The slope is 1/2. What about my y-intercept?
4.
4. Dude, you guys are going to do fantastic on that quiz. So, and then the last step, just put it all together. Y equals, my slope is right here, that's the 1/2. And then X, because I'm never gonna forget that X. And then the +4 is at the end. The problem with this one, I see a 4 here, and I get a lot of kids, especially for this kind of a problem, totally forget this plus sign. And they just leave it as a blank space. So make sure you guys are not one of those typical, students, and you guys are super awesome, and you guys don't forget that plus sign, because you guys are super awesome. So if we come here, I'm gonna grab my slope, that's the 1/2. We'll grab the 4, and then here's my equation. For those of you guys who need to take a screenshot, take a screenshot. I'm gonna go over here, mark this as please check. Give me a thumbs up once you guys are ready to move on. Awesome. If you guys are ready, switch over to slide 7. Again, these green boxes will automatically tell you if you guys got the right answer or not. So like if I type in 5, you're supposed to turn green, red. Or it's not going to do that. Just kidding. I'm such a liar. Something's wrong with this and it's not doing what I thought it was going to do. So you're just going to put in your answers right there. I don't know how it's like not doing it. I give up. So you're going to put in the slope right here, the y-intercept right there. It's the same thing as what we did kind of here. The only thing that's going to be a little bit extra is that you're going to actually graph it. So I'm going to give you guys an example. I know it is not the right answer. I'm going to put a dot here. I'm going to put a dot here. Again, no, that's not the answer. I'm just showing you guys how to do this. Oh my God, I'm like getting hit up by like emails like crazy right now. And then I would just draw the line like that. So that's an example of that. And then here again, if I wanted to do fractions, it would look like that. And then the y-intercept, whatever it looks like. All right, I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes. I'm going to grab a timer and do a 3-minute timer. You guys have 3 minutes to get started. I love how I like grab it, but don't press the start button.
Doc.
Yeah.
When it's an X, the X means 1, right?
Ah, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Yes, it does. Now, is it just a positive one?
It's a negative 1, so it's -1.
Yeah. How are
Don't
you
see
already
any
on
answers.
For those that are listening, he's helping them out.
Yeah, exactly. It's okay. Like half of them are still kind of asleep, so it's fine. They didn't really get the answers.
Doc, I don't even know how to graph.
That's why you're supposed to be practicing.
Oh, well,
Like,
I don't.
like, do you not know how to graph like for real, or you just don't know how to use the tools up here to graph?
Yeah, like that. Like it's too hard to do it on my phone.
You're doing it on the phone?
Yes.
Okay, so if you click on this like little like arrow guy that I'm on, it's gonna give you all of these options. I would suggest you need to zoom in as much as you can first, and then click on the marker or the pen or whatever.
There you go. I zoomed in like a lot. Now I can see.
Yeah.
It. Okay.
So if
thank
you do that, yeah. Because remember, like pretend that you're, you know, as viejita as I am and my eyes suck. And then you can just zoom in. And then you can see all the dots. The corners are easier to find that way. You guys have like another minute. We're gonna go through these together. So even if you're not 100% done with it, you still have time because I'm gonna be going through all of these anyway. So you still have time to finish. You guys have about 20 seconds. Okay, I don't know what's up with my family today, but like my husband's laughing upstairs. My daughter's over there laughing. My son's laughing. Like everyone's having such a great time.
Oh.
It's because they're already on like weekend mode, or at least my son is and my husband are. Because my son had 3 tests that he needed to get done and he already got them all done. So the teacher's like, oh, well, you're done. He's like, woohoo. So that's why I keep pausing, because I'm like telling him to like leave me alone and go away. And yeah. All right. Looking at question number 1, guys, and I'm going to zoom in a lot so that all of you guys can see what I'm doing. Looking at question number 1, can anyone tell me what the slope would be for this one?
3.
3. Perfect. Oh, I need to delete this line. Thank you. All right. So yeah, this slope would be 3. What about my y-intercept?
-2.
-2. Good job that you guys caught on to that negative right there. So whatever the operation you see here, that's the, you know, that's going to be what it is for the y-intercept. I can't talk today anymore. It's a good thing it's 3rd period. So I'm going to go here. It's going to be my y-intercept. So I'm going to start at 0, 0. I'm going to climb down. 1, 2. I'm going to draw that point right there. Now this slope is a whole number. So what I want to do is I actually want to make this into a fraction. So I'm going to put this over 1. What does this mean? This means I'm going to go up 2 and 1 to the right. So I'm going to go up 3. I know my numbers. Up 3 and 1 to the right. 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. But again, if I wanted to do that going backwards one, I could do, what's the opposite of a positive 3? That would be negative. What's the opposite of up? That's down. What's the opposite of a positive 1? That would be negative 1. What's the opposite of right? That's left. So I can go down to this dot and count 1, 2, 3 down and 1 to the left and draw a point. Do you have to do that? No, but that way, there are some times that you don't have space on your graph to go one direction, so you have to go the other way. So I'm going to click on the option that gives you, you know, to be able to draw a line. I'm going to click there on that line, and I'm going to make sure that it crosses all of those corners so that I have that line right there. For question 2, Lisandro gave us our slope. That was a -1. How do we know that's a -1? There is no number in front of my x. So I'm going to put an invisible 1 right there. If this was 0, there would be no x. So if it's 0, there's none of that spot. So there would be no x or there would be no y. All right, so if it was 0. So my slope is -1. What's my y-intercept going to be then?
1.
1. So when I'm looking at here, I'm going to start at 0, 0. I'm going to climb up to the 1. mark my points. When I have a negative slope, my negative sign can either be on the top or it can be on the bottom. So this is down. This is right. What's the opposite? Up. That looks horrible. Up and left. So I'm going to go down and right, draw a point right there, down and right, draw a point right there, down and right, or up and left, draw a point, up and left, draw a point, and then connect my dots. Normally, whenever we're doing graphs, guys, I'm always like, draw the whole graph, and then don't forget to draw the little arrows, letting me know that it keeps going. But since, we're on, computers and this doesn't make one that has arrows, we're just, drawing it like this, and that's totally fine. Yeah, some of you guys are like, mine looks ugly. That's okay. I feel your struggle. Some of you guys, like, I've been looking at some of your guys' notes and I'm like, oh my God, that looks so pretty. I like, you guys use different colors and it's like pastels. And I'm like, oh. And then there's others that I'm like, wow, that's a mess. It's okay. Totally fine. It's not like mine are that nice anyways. So totally okay. Let's look at question 3. What's my slope for this one?
2/3.
2/3. Ooh, I like the fact that you said 2/3 versus 2/3. Ooh, trick question on this one. What is my
0.
y? You just said it even like as I'm like trying to like be all tricksy. Man, you guys are too smart. Okay, even trickier question. Where do I start my point? Where is intercept of 0?
In the origin.
You even use the word. Man, you guys are big brain. I can't. I can't. You guys are awesome. So again, we're going to draw our fraction 2/3. This lets me know I'm going up. Lets me know I'm going to the right. What's the opposite? A -2 over a -3. So I'm going to count. I'm going to go up 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Draw my point right there. And then again, notice I can't go this way, so I do have to go backwards. So down 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Draw my point there, and then connect my dots. Awesome job, guys. Again, don't forget to mark this as please check so that I know that you guys are done with this page. At this point, if you're done with all of your pages, you guys can submit it. Please be training these in. And guys, when it comes to the your turns, does it have to be 100% correct? No, this is your turn. This is letting me know how you guys are understanding it. So if you are struggling through these and not getting them right, or you have no idea how to do these, that's fine. This is the struggling part where you guys are practicing. So it's okay if some of these answers end up being wrong because I want to see that struggle. All right. So I've noticed some of you guys haven't been doing the your turns because you're like, I have no idea how to do it. Fine. Try it though. That's what I'm asking you guys. All right. Don't forget to write me that one sentence reflection. At the very bottom, if you guys go here into Google Classroom, you should be, oh, look, see, 3 of you guys, man, you guys are on point today. Like you guys are like doing things before I even tell you guys to do it. So you guys can turn it in if you guys are done. If you guys can meet me at our assignment, our homework assignment for today. Yes, I am giving you guys homework. Like I said, it shouldn't take you guys that long. It's called slope intercept form practice. I'm going to show you guys how to do this real quick. And then the rest of the period is going to be for you guys to work on your quiz. So the faster we get this done, the more time you guys have on your quiz. So give me a thumbs up, guys, if you guys are at the homework assignment. I didn't ask you. All right, guys. So if you look at the first slide, it says watch video first. Not doing the green slide, so I deleted it. Slide 2 has that video. I'm not going to show you guys the video. I'm just going to explain it to you guys. But if you forget how to do this assignment, you guys can watch the video and be able to do it. All right. So this is how you do the assignment. The direction says drag 2 points onto each graph. So it's showing you where, the graphs are. And then find the slope of each graph. So here are your circles, the circles that you're going to use for your points. There's a bunch of circles, so you can keep pulling them from here. And just like we did before, I'm going to go up this slide or up the graph, and I'm going to notice where it's touching corners. So there's a corner right there. I'm going to keep going. Notice there's a corner right there. So grab my circle and put it there. And then from here, I can figure out what my slope is. So I'm going to count up 1, 2. So that's a 2 over what? 1. But I can simplify that. What's 2 over 1? Can anyone let me know?
2.
Just the 2. So I'm going to delete the division and the 1 and just leave it like that. And that's all you're doing for this slide. Moving the dots. So keep grabbing these dots and moving them to each one. And then telling me what the slope is. Thumbs up if we understand this slide. Clap if you don't. Awesome, awesome. Okay, someone said that they don't understand. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so that we have a better idea of what I'm talking about.
Wait, Doc, the slope is how many dots
ri-
there are?
No, rise
Oh,
over
how much
run.
it goes up? Never mind.
Up and
I
over.
understand.
So you're good?
Yeah, never mind. I got it.
Yeah, so you're going to grab these dots and you're going to put them where there's a corner. So going up, 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 there's a corner right there. Drop that. Grab this, go up, 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 up. There's a corner right there. So now figure out, and then I can use my scribble so that you guys can see. And I can count 1, 2. So I went up 2. So I can put 2, and then I can scribble again and go 1. So I can say over 1. But 2 over 1 is just 2. Okay. On the next slide, this one's a tiny bit different. If you look, and let me zoom into some of these dots. If you look at these dots are lettered. Each one is different. So there is A, there's C, there's G, H, B, E. So they're all over the place. All right, F and D. So you're going to match them up. It says given 2 points, which they're telling you right here, point A and point B. Find the equation of the line. Graph each line by dragging the colored lines above. So for question 13, we're going to use the blue line. So here's my blue line. I'm going to drag it over to the graph. And it's telling me connect A and B. So I'm going to drag this, and I'm going to go to the A. And I'm going to drag it over to the B, which is this one over here. Again, make sure that it's going through those corners of both of those dots. From there, I can probably zoom in a little bit more and notice, okay, where's that y-intercept at? So that y-intercept is at -2. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to type in -2. what's my slope? So I can go from -2, go up 1, 2 over 1. Yeah, see, you guys are already beating me to all of this stuff. So it's going to be 2. 2 over 1, which simplifies to 2. So what's our formula going to be?
2x 2.
Minus 2. Man, you guys are too fast. You guys never get married. Do me a favor, never get married, because Mr. Brown is over there and he's laughing his butt off at all of my comments. And yeah, just never get married. Never get married. So give me a thumbs up if you guys understand this page.
I could hear him this time.
Yeah.
I already finished all of it, the homework.
Wow.
See, you guys are too. See, now how long did it take you?
It took me about like 10 to 15 minutes or less to finish it.
Yeah. So it's, even though it's a 3-day weekend, guys, it's not that long. All right. Fed, what are you not understanding of this one? Or because again, you're gonna drag this guy over. So if you guys lose one of these arrows, there's 2 of these arrows. And you're going to look for the ones that say A and B. So you are going to have to zoom in to find all of the letters, but you're not going to use them more than once. So here's A, here's B. I just made it longer. And then from there, I'm able to find, here's my y-intercept. And then I'm going to count from there over how many, to find my slope. And then I figure it out from there. So y equals 2x minus 2. Okay, awesome. All right, guys.
Doc,
Huh?
for the graph where we have to find the slope, is the last one, do we just write undefined?
Undefined, yeah.
Oh.
She gave you an answer, guys, if you were paying attention.
Would it be like that before too? Are you hungry? Or just for 6?
Is number 4 the same as number 6?
No.
No. This is a wall.
I don't understand math no more.
Number 6 is a wall. So can I climb a wall?
No.
No. So this would be undefined. Right? However, what about 4?
-3.
That would be my formula if I was putting it as y equals and giving me the entire equation. That's not my slope. What would be my slope for number 4?
0.
0.
0. Alondra, does that make more sense?
Yeah.
So if it's flat, like a floor, that's 0. If it's like a Y, then that's undefined. All right, guys, the rest of the period is for you guys to do your quiz. So if you go to week 2 at the very top, you would have to refresh it if you haven't done that yet. So refresh your screen. You should be able to see that that quiz. If you click on it, make sure you are logging in versus just typing in your name. I'm just going to type in my name. And there's only 5 questions. It shouldn't take you guys that long. Once you guys figure it out and you guys are 100% done, click on please check and then come back here and then just mark it as done. But what are you doing on this? On question number, well, first off, everyone get to the quiz so that you guys can see what I see. So give me a thumbs up once you're at the quiz.
We have a quiz?
Yes, I've been saying that for like the last, since Tuesday. And it's been on the board. Oh, you guys not paying attention. Oh my goodness. Every single time, whenever there's a quiz, there's a quiz, there's a test. The project is due today. I have a teacher? What? So on question number 1, all you guys are gonna do is count how many you're going up and over. Tell me what the slope is. Same thing for question number 2, 2 and 3. You're also telling me just what the slope is, but these you need to use the slope formula. Unless you know how to find the distance using a table, you guys can just use a formula. That's the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Remember that formula? You'll use that to do both of these. So questions 2 and 3, find that. There's more on the back. Oh yeah, there's more on the back. That's another one, yeah. Question 4 is just like what we did on our notes today. That's here's the slope, here's the y-intercept. Now put it in the slope-intercept form. That's the y equals mx plus b. And then the last one, tell me what the slope is, tell me what the y-intercept is, and then write the equation out. Again, once you are done, mark it as please check. And then come here, turn it in, and you are free to go after that. So you have 20 minutes to do 5-question test or quiz. And I'm gonna stop sharing. And remember, I can see what you guys are all seeing, or what, like, who's actually in your quiz and who is not. Which I'm jumping into your guys' class right now and seeing who's doing their quiz. Big Brother is watching them. Alondra, I see that you're started on your quiz. Good job. America, I see that you're starting. Daisy, oh Jesus, Daisy. Is this like one of your favorite like subjects or like topics? Ooh, some of you guys, I don't know if you actually meant to like, put up a red hand. Or a yellow hand. If you guys do need help with something or you are confused, you guys can put up the yellow hand and I'll go over to you and ask you guys what you guys need so we can talk and chat. Zulema, I see that you're working on that. Good job. Jonathan, I see you're working on that too. Try and at least show me for the questions 2 and 3, if you guys are using the slope formula, show me what your work is. So you don't have to go through all of it, but I do need to see the order that you guys are solving it. So show me your work with that. Melanie R, I see that you're starting on that. Lisandro, I see you're starting on that. And then guys, you don't have to follow it in that order. So you don't have to do just 1, 2, 3 in that order. You guys can skip around and do the ones you absolutely know first, and then do the ones that you're struggling with. That's probably an easier way to handle it. Cassie, I see that you're starting and you're working on that. Jonathan, I see that you're started on yours. Jessica, I see that you've started. Good job, guys. Again, it's not enough to just like click and open it up. geez, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different doc accounts in this period of all the different ways that I've like written my name. Slope is rise over run. Rise over run. So rise is the up and down, run is the left and right. And again, once you guys are done, raise your green hand.